It's a pleasure to be back in Odessa after a very, very long time, and it's a great opportunity to see many great friends, including Sergei, Alexei, Sergei Sidorenko, Alexei Goncharenko. I have very fond memories of Odessa back when I was a kid. One of my very first travels abroad, so-called abroad, was to Odessa, and it pains my heart to see now that we end up in a situation where a region that had so much potential has to face now the highest kinetic war since Second World War. And the Russian aggression against Ukraine is felt very much in the Republic of Moldova, and we remain firmly committed in doing everything in our power to stand by Ukraine, to continuously help Ukraine, including by supporting Ukrainian refugees in Moldova, of which we've welcomed the highest number per capita. We provided temporary protection measures and integrated our Ukrainian friends in provided access to labor market, education, healthcare. From our modest means, we're trying to be helpful because we know for a fact, and it's not at all abstract to us, that Ukraine's courage and the sacrifice of the Ukrainian people and the Ukrainian army is keeping Moldovans safe. So we are going to remain steadfast in our commitment to help Ukraine despite our modest means. And this also connects to the Transnistrian region, which the Kremlin has created in the early 90s as a way of maintaining control over the Republic of Moldova and managing and undermining our sovereignty, our independence, and keeping us hostage. The unsolved frozen conflict in the Transnistrian region is meant by the Kremlin as a mechanism of limiting Moldova's sovereignty and undercutting Moldova's ambitions to return to the European family of nations. But regardless of those attempts, we are firmly committed to finding a peaceful solution to the Transnistrian conflict. And I would challenge your claim that we don't have a clear strategy. There is no other strategy than the Transnistrian region being reintegrated in an independent, sovereign, unitary Moldovan state. Full stop. Transnistria is a part of the Republic of Moldova, and it will remain so. And there isn't little discussion to be had when it comes to the process itself. If you look now into the data, the Transnistrian region is exporting now over 70% of everything they produce to the European Union. They are barely exporting anything to the Russian Federation or to the community of independent states. What an oxymoron. There is very little community and hardly any independence allowed to its members. So it doesn't really make a lot of sense. So we are now trying to exit. There is a hard work to be done with the hundreds of agreements there. But the Transnistrian region is an integral part of the Republic of Moldova, and we are committed to a peaceful solution to the conflict. And quite frankly, there isn't really much of a conflict. The citizens, the Moldovan citizens, over 90%, about 95% of the Transnistrian residents are citizens of the Republic of Moldova. There is no conflict. We have absolutely no conflict with them, and we never had. It's just an artificial construct by the Kremlin to limit Moldova's sovereignty. And it's all the more cynical that the Kremlin has been so adamant about the notion of Moldova's neutrality, promoting Moldova's neutrality status as another way of limiting our sovereignty, while they are the only ones who have been violating Moldova's neutrality for the past 32 years by maintaining troops and munitions in the Transnistrian region. So we have a clear strategy when it comes to the Transnistrian region of the Republic of Moldova. We are in the process of reintegrating the region economically, and the European accession negotiations are opening enormous opportunities and creates a strong pull factor for the business community, but also for the average citizens in the region. And we're already seeing important steps in a positive direction. Just the other day, Tiraspol Transgaz registered in the Republic of Moldova to be able to function properly as an entity of the Republic of Moldova. And we are continuously engaging with the folks on the left bank to maintain stability, to avoid any escalation. And you have seen attempts by the Kremlin to create trouble there, to create escalation. We're working hard with the folks on the left bank to keep things under control, because frankly speaking, and this won't be a revelation for you, even the folks in the Transnistrian region want to have less and less to do with the Russian world the way they've seen it unravel in Ukraine. The way the Kremlin chose to showcase and promote the Russian world in Kharkiv, in Mariupol, in Bucha, in Irpin, Moldovans everywhere, including in the Transnistrian region, and even some Russians, many Russians, in Moldova and in the Transnistrian region, don't want to have anything to do whatsoever with this fuzzy idea of the Russian world. More and more realize that the future of the Republic of Moldova and of the Transnistrian region of the Republic of Moldova is and should be and will be in the European Union. Thank you.